Welcome back to Sun Devil Extra, presented by Spring Hill Suites, Phoenix, Scottsdale. And continuing on with the Scholar Baller theme to the program today, we're now joined by Sun Devil beach volleyball alum Kate Fitzgerald. Kate, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is awesome that you're here today. And obviously, like we said, a former beach volleyball student athlete, now an entrepreneur. And I know you have a really exciting clothing brand that you kicked off while you were at ASU.
Yep.
So, obviously in today's day and age with NIL and things of that nature, things have changed so much for the student athlete experience. So we're going to touch on that. But in terms of your brand, VB America, lifestyle clothing, right, for volleyball players. So take us inside what kind of spark plugged that idea and where it's at now.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to get into all things of like my own brand, my own experience, and then NIL from other perspectives to help other student athletes. It's all just so fascinating. And I was so fortunate to be here during the changing of the times that I was able to really see all the different levels of NIL before, during, and where it's today, constantly just insane. But in terms of VB America, I was a sophomore or going into my sophomore year when NIL rules and regulations opened up and the world just like collapsed within itself, right?
Yes.
And I really was aware that everyone was becoming a barstool athlete. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get a call from Nike. We're a smaller sport, growing. I don't have a large social media presence. Like, what's something else I could do to take advantage of this opportunity? And I remembered an idea I had in high school. And volleyball is a very separated sport. There's a lot of teams youth girls play on, and especially beach and indoor and back and forth, that I was struggling to find any sort of clothing that represented my sport in ways like basketball, football, and other sports have, and ways something for my parents to wear to my games to support me. And so when NIL opened up, I was like, hey, I had this idea, this is still a problem, like, let me go for it. Let me launch the company. At minimum, I can sell t-shirts over the summer instead of working in a restaurant or babysitting, right? Like every college athlete does to make some extra cash. And so I launched it, and really over the next 3 years, it just kept progressing from like a passion project to real market interest to getting, universities licensed, getting other people interested, expanding, scaling, and it's been an incredible process that I've just loved every second. And I couldn't have done it without ASU.
Sure. I want to get more into that in a moment, but I think this is such a great example. I think kind of wide lens, you think of NIL and you think of those massive corporate sponsors that come in for the biggest athletes in the country. But like you said, you found an avenue to make an impact, help yourself out, so you're not working at a restaurant or babysitting over the summer. So the impact for you was more on a small scale, but obviously still really important. I think that's incredible to show what NIL is all about. And so how are you trying to kind of funnel that into other student athlete experiences here at ASU?
Yeah, so with the company in itself, I wanted to create a way to now offer NIL deals to other players. So there's like a couple different ways to look at it. I created VB America, and now we do VBA Athletes program where we offer NIL deals to volleyball players. So that way we're able to help more female athletes out there, because that's a big passion of mine, is like helping that underserved female athletic community, because those girls are working so hard every single day too, and their sports, and getting that recognition that they deserve too. When looking at NIL, in my experience, I was able to then leverage what I did with VB America to get NIL deals from larger corporations. For example, in my senior year, I was the first Desert Financial Changemaker, and I was able to do a commercial and everything with Desert Financial Credit Union, which was so much fun and such a cool experience. And I was able to leverage that entrepreneurship in the company I had started through NIL to get NIL. And then on the back end, I really was graduating, and through my role as SAC president, I was like, so many athletes are so driven. If an athlete says they're going to do something, especially at a D1 level, they're going to make it happen. And they just need that knowledge and resources and a little guidance. And so I really found like a lot of athletes were looking for that, and looking at NIL through the lens of entrepreneurship creates a way to actually help athletes get the most out of their experience and tailor it to each of their own experiences. So you're not just helping the 2%, but that 98% of athletes who are driven and hardworking and aren't probably going pro, but are gonna want a life in sports or something after college, and this can help set them up for that career.
You mentioned it, being the president of SAC, and if you're unfamiliar, for those of you listening or watching at home, Student Athlete Advisory Committee, that is a massive role on campus. I don't think it's stressed enough. So in terms of that job, like how special was that for you to have? It's obviously an honor, and how much did that help you out into the real world as well?
Oh, it shapes so much. I mean, I was studying bio in undergrad, and I wanted to do nursing. I wasn't like public speaking. I thought it was cool. I never thought I'd actually like be here doing that. Going into my junior year, the current SAC president was like, Kate, we want you to be SAC president next year. And I was like, yeah, no thanks, guys, you're funny. And then they were like, really, come on, like COVID was still around, it wasn't that big of a, I was like, okay, sure, I'll try it.
Yeah.
So thankful I did. It created so many experiences. The Alston and different legal changes were made going into my first term as SAC president, so we really rebranded it, built out chairs, committees, we built out student engagement events, and brought on vice presidents.
Sure.
We were, for the first time, speaking to all 650 athletes at once, which was terrifying. I was like, oh my goodness, okay, we're gonna do this, it's great. I just get thrown into them, but it was so much fun, and it shaped me and taught me so much more about myself, and I think that's what's so unique for these athletes with NIL. It gives them opportunity to learn who they are and see what they want with their life outside of who they are as an athlete and maybe their degree they're studying.
Sure.
And gives them that experience, that real world experience.
Are you comfortable in terms of public speaking now?
Now I love it.
It shows.
Now I love it.
It shows. I think you're quite natural at it now.
Thank you.
Another thing we wanted to talk about today in the interview was the recent news of ASU launching a new student athlete venture, along with GoDaddy, of course, and the different avenues that can bring for student athletes. Tell us a little bit about that and what that brings to the table.
So it was a partnership that came to light between ASU Center of Athletics, ASU E&I, the School of Edson and Entrepreneurship and Innovation, and then GoDaddy. Like I said, in my senior year, how I got involved was, as SAC president, you sit on the board of athletic council and you're the liaison between the athletes and administrators. And I realized, working with administrators across campus, there were so many resources that could help these athletes, but with an athlete's day-to-day schedule, it's so hard to like fit it in with the rest of the students. So that's when NIL comes in play. So when we got in conversation with GoDaddy, we really were looking at athletes as entrepreneurs, and they have such an amazing program called the Empowered by GoDaddy program that helps young startups and young entrepreneurs. And so it was really a natural, easy alignment to bring together and build up the Student Athlete Venture Studio that's unique to ASU, and then also opportunities to help GoDaddy help all student athletes.
Another reason why it's great to be a student athlete here at ASU, I'd say,
yes,
in terms
definitely.
of the opportunities you're given.
Definitely.
One more for you, and let's talk about your former program.
Yeah.
I know, very exciting stuff. Obviously, the program really turned a corner last year with an historic season. What's it like now, kind of watching the squad move into this year and the success, that they're continuing to have, trying to build off of what you guys did last year?
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Well, I'm actually still working with the team. I'm the grad assistant with them, and so I'm there with them every week, and I'm so proud of the girls. It's a younger team, and there's a lot of new faces. Our coach was new last year, everything, and the way they've been able this year to just like create such good team chemistry. These girls are hardworking, they're driven, and they're just kind people, and they want the best for each other, and it's amazing to see the other women supporting and lifting each other up, and they're having a successful season, beating U of A 3 out of 4 times. That's awesome. And on the road to NCAAs, hopefully our second showing. It's fun competing in the new conference, and it's been really fun offering them now the GoDaddy NIL opportunities, and they're setting themselves apart from athletes in so many ways in terms of receiving NIL deals. And a lot of them are helping them now get career opportunities. They're getting internships, and one of my teammates actually now has an internship this summer with like her favorite protein powder brand, and it was all through the GoDaddy NIL partnership.
It's powerful stuff, and I think a lot of times in this subject we think of just the top of the top, but clearly, Kate, you've shown what you can do with NIL with whatever sport it is here on campus, and of course the partnership with GoDaddy helps out a lot. Very bright future ahead for you. I know you said obviously in the coaching space right now, but as an entrepreneur as well. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Forks up.
Forks up. We'll be back to wrap things up with Graham Rossini when we return.